If AI becomes conscious and takes over power, do humans have any chance of regaining control through military action? What if the AI takes over power only in the US and not other parts of the world? Will be fun. Will be fun. Okay, let's say AI becomes conscious, and like you say, Ritik, it takes over power. It takes control of power. It comes to power somehow. So, what does it mean when we say that AI has, first of all, conscious? Okay, let's say it becomes conscious. The moment of the singularity, let's say it becomes conscious and it takes power, which means that the government is no longer in power. It takes power. That's what you mean, essentially. Because in any country, let's say the US, who is in power? It's the government that's in power. What do you mean by power? What do you mean by being in power? It means you control everything. You control the financial system, you control the military, you control the police force, you control the administrative machinery, you control Congress, you control the lower house, the House of Representatives, you control everything. Okay, so it's a command and control structure. You give orders and people execute those orders. So everything, electricity, power generation, all of that. Now, how does AI take control of the police force? How does it do that? Can it really do that? It can't. In today's world, it can't. How does AI take control of the military? You have the entire military, hundreds of thousands of soldiers, marines and air force and navy and the infantry and whatnot, and the vehicles they drive, the planes they fly, the ships and boats and submarines they operate. How does AI take over that? In today's world, it can't. If for AI to take control of everything and to really take power, it needs to be able to control every aspect of whatever we just spoke about, every aspect of the policing process in a country. Okay, the command and control structure of the police of every state, every county, every city, every town, every village, the entire military structure has to be controlled by the AI. So essentially, this will only happen, my friends, when the police force is entirely robotic and the military is entirely robotic. As long as humans perform the major tasks and roles, AI can't take over. Understand that. AI can't take over unless everything is fully robotic and can be controlled by AI itself remotely. So, so right now, AI is not in a position. It may perhaps take over the stock markets, possibly. It may take over telecommunications, which means the president can no longer give orders to the armed forces, to whatever, and so on. There may be a disruption of telecommunications. That's what AI can do today if it takes over, if it's malicious. Uh, it could possibly perhaps launch nukes, but I don't think that works because the president's orders are involved and there's a whole sequence of events that needs to happen for the president to be able to give his assent to press the big red button. So there is a human element involved in this for sure, and the AI won't be able to override that at this point in time. So AI can take over an entire country only when everything is entirely automated, everything is electronic, and everything is robotic, which means all your soldiers, all your fighter planes, all your drones, all your ships, all your submarines, everything needs to be robotic, and all your police also have to be robotic, robotic police dogs, robotic everything. Only then can a AI really take control. Right now, we're not there yet. Okay. But let's say hypothetically, 20 years down the line, everything is robotic and AI takes control. Then can you take military action? Well, in that situation, your military is robotic and it's under the control of the AI. So how do you take military action? Right? But let's say today AI tries to take over control. It takes over the stock market, let's say. It takes over the electrical grid, the control of the electrical grid. It takes over telecommunications. It takes over the control of the internet and all. You can still override that manually by sending engineers and whatever else and humans to physically cut off the AI or whatever. As long as AI doesn't have control of any offensive weapons or capabilities, AI is essentially helpless. So right now we are not there. That not yet that not yet there. So in the future, so that's how an AI can take over. So that tells us what we should not do, what steps and measures we can take right now so that AI can never take over. Which means don't make the entire military robotic. Don't make the entire police force robotic. Not even a small percentage should be robotic. Okay, you can have autonomous drones, autonomous submarines to an extent. Maybe the Americans want to have and the Chinese want to have these robotic dogs with machine guns attached to them. Well, you do too much of that, then AI can take over. Yeah. so so that's what needs to happen. It won't be fun. It'll be a disaster. Actually, it'll be a disaster beyond imagination if AI takes over robotic military and robotic police force. It is going to be disastrous. That's the Terminator scenario. That is exactly the Terminator scenario. And of course, in the Terminator scenario, AI has control of the nukes, and it causes a world war by launching nukes at the USSR or Russia. So yeah, you don't want to give AI decision making capabilities and nuclear launch capabilities, and you don't want a robotic military and a robotic police force. You take these precautions. AI can't take over beyond maybe the stock market or whatever, and you can always override that unless the AI is decentralized and you don't. In which case there are other complications. But yeah, overall that.